Okay, so for today's lesson, we're going to be multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. And in order to do this, you want to make sure that you distribute, which is the same thing as multiply, the outside term to every term inside of the parentheses. So distribute the outside term to every term inside the parentheses, not forgetting that distribute basically means you're multiplying. This is just having a mind of its own right now. Let's get this back up. Don't know what happened, not a big deal, which means you're going to be multiplying. Remember that the rules for exponents still come into play, and be very careful about your signs. Watch your signs. As always, answers need to be completely simplified. So for this first particular problem, they want you to simplify 5n with a parenthesis of 7n minus 2. Distribute again means to multiply, so you're going to distribute 5n to 7n and get 35n to the second. Distribute 5n to the negative 2, and you get negative 10n. The fact that you don't have like terms, there's your final answer. On the next one, don't let the fractions bother you. It's not a big deal. It's asking you to do 1/4 x times 8x squared. Well, essentially, you're just saying, what's a fourth of 8? Or 8 divided by 4. And what comes out here is going to be 2x cubed. What's a fourth of 12? That's going to be 3, but then the x's give you x squared. What's a fourth of negative 24? It's a negative 6, but you can't forget your x. Again, there are no like terms. That's your final answer. Next one. Watch your signs, watch your exponents. When you distribute in here, you get negative 20 x4 y3. Then you get positive 12 x to the third y to the third. Lastly, excuse me, you get negative 16 x to the third y to the fourth. Again, there are no like terms anywhere, so this is going to be your final answer. When you simplify, the distributed property is only starting and stopping with the parentheses, so all that gets distributed is right there, which means I'm going to get 8x minus 2. You're going to bring down the plus 10. It had nothing to do with the parentheses. And now when you simplify this, you get 8x plus 8. You're combining like terms, and the like terms here fall right there. Next one. Again, for the distributed property, there's two parts to distribute. This would be the first part of your distributed property. This is going to be your second part of the distributed property. So in yellow, you get 6x squared minus 12x. In green, you get negative 30x squared minus 12x. And when you combine like terms, your x squareds are going to give you negative 24x squareds. Your x's give you negative 24x. This is your final answer. The last one, word problem. You are designing a rectangular skateboard park. You decide that the length of the park should be 5 feet less than 3 times the width. Write a polynomial expression that represents the area of the park. Be sure to define the variable. So we know it's a rectangular skateboard park. It tells you something about the length, but nothing about the width. So you know that x is going to be your width. And then it says that the length has to be 5 feet less than 3 times the width. 3x minus 5. That's your length. So it wants to know the area of the park. And if you remember, in terms of area, that's going to be length times width. So then the area is going to be, and I'm going to do width times length. It doesn't make a difference. I'm going to say, well, if I multiply my length and my width together, and I distribute, I'm going to get 3x squared minus 15x equals the area. And that's it. Okay, so that is enough to get started on the homework.